going live right now. It's raining outside, otherwise I'd be getting my camera going. Um, but just wait a few minutes for people to get in. Otherwise, you guys will just see this on replay. So, what I wanted to talk about today, and I'll just start the video. If people join in, I'll just reiterate or just talk about what I already talked about. But some good news today. Was able to get the contact information for the press person at the D-backs, so I'll be doing hopefully an interview with them soon, and we'll be talking Chase Field Renovations. What could that look like? So today this video is talking about Chase Field, the A Stadium, and also the White Sox, because the White Sox are getting a new stadium in Chicago. So I'm just going to talk about MLB Stadiums in this video. But kind of cool, a lot of those stadium renderings, I like them. Although everyone's trashing the A Stadium for looking like the Sydney Opera House, which I see the resemblance. So right here, as you guys can see, and I'll turn the camera, there's the player entrance for the backside of the Diamondbacks spring training facility over here in Scottsdale, borderline Scottsdale, and the res. I think this is technically on res land, but I'm just thinking right now, I got the contact information and I already talked to the press person, so we're going to schedule something. I'm going to shoot him an email and then we're going to set something up. But if the Diamondbacks are willing to at least talk, or at least it seems like they're willing to talk about what we're going to potentially see with Chase Field, that is a plus. So again, we're going to start this video by talking about Chase Field. And what we could technically see here is a couple things. Now, the problem is Chase Field is owned by the county, right? Diamondbacks have been asking for renovations for a while, right? There is a tax district that technically the Diamondbacks could say, hey, we want to just enable this, and that will help with the financing or the financials for the renovation. But we haven't seen what those renderings are proposed yet. Now, I think a lot of what would happen is you have that upper deck. A lot of stadiums right now are removing their upper deck due to attendance. Now, Chase Field is one of the biggest stadiums out there in terms of seating capacity. So theoretically, what we could see is something to do with that, with the roof. And I'm going to ask all these questions to Casey, who's their media person, when I get that opportunity. So we have that going. Now, the next stage is, okay, let's just say they renovate all that. They add some more suites. They add some more party decks. They do a bunch of stuff like that, which a lot of MLB stadiums are doing right now. I think it was the Brewers that just recently renovated, and they're adding that party deck on the third level. So there's a lot with what they could do. The problem that I've seen with downtown Phoenix, there is no like ballpark village. There's a couple new hotels. There's a couple new MDUs that have been built, which have been built around Chase Field and around whatever the arena is called where the Suns play. I think it's like Footprint Center now. So we don't really have like a ballpark village here like my pods do back in San Diego. So I mean, this could be as simple as, hey, on this footprint, we're going to do X, Y, and Z to improve the stadium. By the way, we also want to do a hotel. We want to do whatever, right? Or it could be, hey, we want to do this, but we also think that X, Y, and Z should happen around. And then that gets into the whole debate of, well, let's just say for whatever reason, the Coyotes, Arizona Coyotes, which should have stayed in Glendale. I don't know why they moved. Let's just say the Scottsdale or North Phoenix proposal fails with the land auction. What happens then? Well, I mean, they're going to have to either set their sights on downtown or got to deal with the Suns, or build their own stadium downtown, or leave. So I think any plan that comes with a downtown design or downtown proposal, any downtown proposal will need to work with the other sports teams. Would have to work with the city of Phoenix. So it does add a little bit of extra red tape to it, obviously, like everything does. I mean, I've experienced that firsthand trying to get my Chargers stadium built way back when in San Diego on the waterfront. So I know a little bit about land use politics and all the headaches that takes to get something built. But on the flip side, if all parties involved are acting in good faith, then we're going to see something done. I mean, it still has to go through all the bureaucracy, permits, land use, rezoning, potentially a vote if there's public money involved. There's all this stuff that has to play an effect, or that goes into the whole process of building a facility. But I'm thinking if they just keep the downtown stadium there at Chase Field, which centralized location throughout all of Maricopa County there, you don't want to move that, right? I think they're good, with renovating the stadium there. Now, I think what they could do, they have a couple different options. Now, with the roof, that might be a little bit of different, because there has been deferred maintenance on the roof. That's public record. That's why they do not open and close the roof during games. It's either open from the start or closed from the start. That's just how the roof is going right now. So we're talking money to make sure that the roof, they can open and close it when there are people in the stands. Is it structurally deficient? I don't know. It might just be something where, and I'd have to look up the report again on that, but my understanding is just like a safety thing. They don't want to open and close it when there's people inside that, and fans or, concert goers or whatever. So you're talking money to fix the roof. Then you're talking, your renovations, right? Are they going to build an upper deck? Are they going to build more suites? Are they going to reconfigure the seats? Are they going to pull the outfield in? Are they going to leave it the same? Are they going to modify anything with the batter's eye? There's a lot of different stuff that goes into that. Then you're going to talk about, let's just say they build a hotel. There's that property or where you walk in, there's the restaurant and everything like that. I'm wondering if they build like a hotel there. Because if they do build a hotel there, then what you could see is potential of, having like a Rogers Center type design, where basically you can take some of that upper deck there, modify the stadium design a bit, and have hotels that are looking over the stadium. Because that would actually be really cool if they could implement something like that. That would basically have major renovations if they were to do that. But I know a lot of the talk has been, the rumor has been, them wanting to do some sort of hotel, some sort of MDU type design with any Chase Field renovations, which I think would be cool. Again, Phoenix doesn't really have a ballpark village. That area surrounding Chase Field and the Suns Arena really should be renovated to a ballpark village. Granted, you have the convention center right across the street. So now we're talking what's going to happen with the convention center. Because plans from a couple of years ago, before COVID, they wanted to build a brand new convention center expansion. So tear out the original building, the old building, and then they wanted to put in 2 hotels. It was one of the plans. And then they were going to make it like the new facility where you can see it's, I think, 3 or 4 levels on the inside, not including obviously the lower convention area. So could something be done? And this is going to be the hard part with land use, right? City of Phoenix owns the convention center. County owns the Chase Field, right? So in terms of landowners, right? How does that work? Could we see some convention center plans go into effect with the new Chase Field renderings? I would hope so. I would honestly hope that Chase Field renovations get announced, right? Convention center upgrades get announced with new hotels. A ballpark village design gets announced. And, you know, you have this cool master planned like area that is going to be built for downtown with these upgrades. And I think it would look really sick. And if they can, and I hate to say the term walkable because from an urban planning side, that can mean lane diets and all that. So I'm not talking that. I'm just thinking around game time. If they can make that area a lot more walkable too, you could have some like greenery around there. You could actually turn it into like a legit ballpark village. That would be cool. So pending my questions to the media team over there at the Diamondbacks, I'll try to get you guys some answers on that. I got a list of questions for them. I have not gone over all the questions today, or I'm just talking hypotheticals on theoretically what we could see, right? Because this has been like rumors all around, right? On what's going to happen with Chase Field, all that kind of good stuff. So, we'll see. Like I said, I got to email the PR person or the communications team, and I'm gonna set something up with them. So look for that video coming up, guys. Now, the next thing I want to jump to, I guess I'll jump to White Sox and then end with the A's. So the White Sox, just speaking of ballpark villages, just announced their own down there in Chicago. So that's going to be really cool if that gets built. The initial renderings right now show a bunch of MDUs surrounding some hotels, and then obviously you got the stadium built into the village there, which is really cool. I mean, for a while there when I was living in downtown, or not living in downtown, I'm living in San Diego, I was almost considering moving into one of those new places in downtown San Diego around Petco Park because, then I get season passes. I can go to the game. That'll be a huge, economic boom for the city over there, right? You have this giant area. It's you got all the bars, you got all the restaurants, got some nice new housing up there. So anytime a stadium builds anytime there's a new stadium that's built, I should say, it's nice if there's a ballpark village type design because you can do a lot more with that. Now, parking is obviously an issue. Tailgating, back in the day, I'd go tailgate at Petco Park, or I'd tailgate before that at Qualcomm Stadium before going to a game. I think all teams should still include some tailgate parking just because, that is tradition. But we'll see what happens. I mean, technically you could do some tailgating over at Chase. There's some open lots over there, which I don't remember the signs over there if they say, no grilling and all that kind of stuff. But, technically there's some open area where if it was allowed, people could tailgate. So I'm assuming they could do something similar with the White Sox plan. But we'll see on that. Those renderings are still pretty early, but it looks like potentially that will get built. Now, moving to the fun topic of the Las Vegas A's now. Not the Oakland A's anymore, unfortunately. It's the Las Vegas A's. I feel for you guys because I lost the Chargers. And having tried to keep the Chargers in San Diego, I feel you guys. It sucks losing the team. But what we're seeing with the A Stadium, and this is Bally's Corp, who is building the facility, right? The new Tropicana Hotel next to it. So you have the new Tropicana Hotel, and then you have obviously what looks like the Sydney Opera House for the A's. So however they're going to make that work, if they're going to basically combine the stadium and the hotel that's built for Tropicana, that would be cool. Like if they do a Rogers Center type design, I'm all game for that. So the renderings that we're seeing right now for the A's is, I would not say final. I mean, Bally's hasn't even released what the new Tropicana Hotel is going to look like yet. And what's it going to look like around the facility? Because remember, the A's only have 9 acres, right? They have the ability to purchase more from Bally's, but right now they only have 9 acres of land. That's where I'm saying they could easily do a rendering where you have the hotel and you also have the stadium built into one. Because what you could do then is, it's Vegas, have some really cool suites up there, right? And you can overlook the stadium from your hotel room. So those hotel rooms that are facing into the stadium, that's where you could have like special tickets, right? You book at Bally's at the new Tropicana, right? You do that, and then your room overlooks the stadium for whatever event you're attending, whether it's a concert, whether it's a baseball game. It'd be pretty cool. And then maybe there's the option for other concessions and other, I guess, seats that are built in on the hotel side where you could buy almost like a hotel pass. And then this bar level is open that's overlooking the facility. Because again, 9 acres of land. So you're very, very limited on space there. But there's a lot of cool things we could see with the A's Stadium in Vegas. And as you guys know, I've already reached out to the communications team over there, trying to get some more information for you guys on that, seeing what it could look like. I'll be up there in June, which is going to be very hot, but I'm living here in Phoenix, so it's kind of used to the heat. But what I'll do is I'll go there. I'm going to try to set up an interview with Bally's. I'm going to try to set up an interview with the A's. If I don't already do something with them on like a Zoom call or something like that, contacting their communication team, their press team, and get some more information on what we could see with that facility. But I'll be up there in June. Hope to get you guys some cool video on that, some B-roll at least of the site, and then I'll talk over it, or I'll just do like a recorded thing like I'm doing right now. Although obviously I'm live, but I would record. Here I am at the new A's Stadium and Tropicana site, and then I'll just talk about the latest and greatest from that point in time. So a lot of cool, exciting stuff happening in the MLB. I think Salt Lake City also, to end it out here, Salt Lake City's proposed a new stadium. So we're talking MLB expansion. Could the A's, move into Vegas mean Oakland's going to get another team? Probably not. Oakland needs to fix to put it frank, Oakland needs to fix their city. Oakland is very crime-ridden right now, and that money that could have gone into a new stadium would be a lot better going to their police force and solving all that than building a new stadium. Now granted, you could say the same thing about San Francisco and a lot of California cities who have like crime run amok because of certain prosecutors that are brought in, and let's just say they get certain donations from certain people that are despised in global communities, let's just put it that way. Soros. So it'll be interesting to see right there. I think the A's leaving and going to Vegas, that opens up the ability for Oakland to say, okay, well, now if we have this extra tax money, let's put it towards fixing our city. I would like them to do that instead of sponsoring another sports team. Vegas is a good spot for the A's. But that's the video, guys. I'm going to go around and get some B-roll here really quick at Talking Stick now that the rain's dying down. But like, share, subscribe. In the comments, guys, if you got any questions that you want me to ask any of the teams, let me know, and I will see if I can add that to the interview. But again, guys, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take it easy, everyone. Now if you can figure out how to end the video. There you go.